Hey friends, Charles here from The Gentleman's Journey. Guys, in this video, we're gonna be doing a 1-year review on my Cold Steel AD-10. I honestly can't believe it's been that long with this knife. And then friends, we're gonna be comparing it to 3 other Cold Steel knives. So in no specific order, we're gonna be looking at the SR1 Light. Then we're gonna look at the Crawford 1. And then friends, we're gonna look at the Bush Ranger Lite. So these are all different price points, but I'll tell you right out the gate, the AD-10 is gonna be roughly $50 or more than any of these knives. So it might be sitting in a different class, but I can't wait to dive into these knives. So friends, let's do a real quick run through on the last year of this knife. I can truly say that out of all the folding pocket knives I've had, I've never had something this good. Now friends, I haven't even had a single screw come loose, and that's one of the most classic things. You know, I carry around some blue Loctite, maybe even the red, to go ahead and get these little bitty screws if you can find the right wrench for all your pocket knives, and I'm usually having to tighten those down. Not with this guy. It honestly holds a really good edge. You know, I'm not as good as I wish I was of keeping it sharp, but I would say with my normal wear and tear, and I use it on the daily, it holds for about a week a really nice edge. So friends, I think that a knife reminds a gentleman that you gotta be a good steward of what God gives us, and you gotta give it some time and attention. And so get in there every so often, and it's been holding up well. I did chip it a little bit because I use it like a screwdriver, and I don't know why I continue to do that. Even though you guys saw I have my Leatherman, but friends, I was originally worried that it was going to be a little bit too big of a handle. I researched it and some guys complained, but I realized that I have a big hand and my hand can still almost come out the over the top of the back end of it. So it fits me very well. I've always been super happy. And then I thought maybe it'd be too big for my pocket, but I can tell you friends, I haven't noticed it at all. It's been a really good size, even for my pocket. The only thing that happened like 2 or 3 times is the knife has came open a little bit like that in my pocket when I'm trying to pull it out. Because if you look at the way the belt clip goes, you can actually have the knife come out like that. Now, I think that's because I either had too tight of jeans or I was sitting down or some weird maneuver, but that's only kind of coming unlocked. It's never once came unlocked from the lock position. So I've come to really trust this lock, and we're going to get into the various locks that Cold Steel has. We're going to get into the various blade material and the handle material as we get through these other knives. So friends, the specs on the AD-10 are as follows. So it's a 7-ounce weight, and then it's a 3.8 millimeter blade right here. That's 3.5 inches long, and the handle is 5.25 inch, and then the overall length of the whole blade and handle is 8.75 inches. So this blade is going to be made of the S35VN steel. It has a drop point style blade, and in the description they dub it as a drop/tanto point. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. The handle, friends, is going to be the 3D machined G10 scales is what they're calling that. And then they have full length aluminum liners. So that's something that we're going to see different from all the other knives, and it's going to be one of the things that stands out most to me is these liners. The AD-10 has this triad lock, and I can say that it has never failed, so it's never accidentally came unlocked when I had it in position. I think it's hard to beat a kind of a full tang steel knife, but in terms of folders, that's the best that I've had. Now hang on with me guys, because later on we're going to go through a deep dive of all the handle material, blade material, and the different locking mechanisms. But what do you say we get into that Crawford 1 and see what it's all about? So the specs on the Crawford, friends, this comes in the OD green or black. So I went ahead and got the green here. It weighs 4.1 ounces, down from the 7 ounce on the AD-10, largely due to the lack of aluminum liners, but also the blade weight and handle weight comes in a little bit less. So friends, the blade is 3.5 inches in length, the handle is 4.87, and the overall length is 8.375. So we can start to see not a lot of difference there, but it's worth noting. So friends, this blade has the 4034 SS stainless steel, and it's 3.3 millimeters thick, so a little bit thinner on the blade there. The Crawford has the clip point blade and the saber grind, and so this blade has the built-in thumb tab or finger tab to help you get it open quickly. So I can grab that and get it open, or yeah, it doesn't have the thumb that you'll see on the AD-10 so far. So with the thumb on there, I open it like that. This one on the Crawford, open it like that. So the Crawford, friends, has that spring leaf lock, and this has historically been one of my least favorite locking method. It also has a secondary lock, which if you forget it's locked, you may wonder why it's not closing. So it has a secondary lock right there. That's kind of neat, but that's something that they don't need to run on the AD-10 because it's just proven itself. So I think just for that little added security, you can go ahead and lock it when you're really doing something and you don't want the sucker kind of folding in on you. So the handles kind of piqued my interest on this knife, and it's what made me kind of pull the trigger on it. They are dubbed as the ZY-EX handles, made of glass reinforced nylon with rubber inlays. So I'll be sure to update you guys to see if these rubber inlays stay in place. But again, that's going to be that nylon that's glass reinforced right there. All right, friends, so that's enough for that Crawford. What do you say we get into the Bushranger Light now? So friends, the Bushranger Light has the 3.5-inch chamfered clip point blade, and it's made from the 8CR13 MOV. So that's the steel on here. The handles are 4.875 inches, and the overall length is 8.375. The handles, again, are going to be made of that glass-filled nylon and are unlined. So friends, again, we have these aluminum liners in here, and this one doesn't. So this is pretty much going to be the plastic handles. Now this one here, the Crawford, has a rocker lock that operates just like the AD-10 triad lock, and it also has a secondary lock on it. So right there you have the secondary lock so far on the Crawford and the Bushranger Light, not on the AD. But friends, when you look at how that operates there, it's still in the same place, so you wouldn't know that it's necessarily a different lock mechanism. You would just think of it, basically in my mind, you think of it as not this style. Lastly, and probably closest to the AD-10, let's go ahead and get into the SR1 Light. Friends, this knife I've been super jazzed about as well, so what do you say we dive deep into the specs on this guy? Now friends, in my estimation, the SR1 is what comes closest in terms of all these knives to the AD-10 on this list. It weighs 6.9 ounces and has a blade measuring 4 inches, making it the longest blade in the lineup. Now check this out, a little bit longer than the AD-10. So obviously the blades are going to look a little different, operate a little different. It's going to be a little bit longer blade. It has the 8CR14 MOV blade steel and has a clip point. So you're going to see that pretty often in these knives. The handle is 5 3/8 inches, making the overall length 9.38 inches. Again, landing it as the longest in the collection here today. So it's going to be quite a bit longer than the Bush. I think the Crawford came in pretty long, but friends, this handle for my hands is really nice. It's a really good size, big handle, and I can feel very comfortable with this knife. Some of these others still feel good, but now my thumb's kind of resting there. This one, again, my thumb's kind of resting in different spots, where now here my thumb's in a good spot. My thumb's always been a good spot here. So I like the size of the SR1 Light. So the SR1 utilizes the triad locking mechanism, just like the AD-10. So friends, if you can't tell by now, the AD-10 is the standard to measure all other knives by. Well friends, as you can see there's a lot of choices, a lot of different options, different ergonomics, different blade types. Again, I think you'll see that this AD-10, friends, it's going to be hard to beat in this class. So most of these knives, like I said in the beginning, are about $50 below the price point of this. And I think we've talked about the different areas that shows. So friends, on the channel, I like to show you guys the best quality stuff. I've come to love cold steel because of the AD-10. So we're gonna see over the next year or so how these other knives are holding up, kind of report back to you guys if we see anything there. Let me know for sure in the comments if you guys wanna see kind of a review on these. But friends, I'm a big fan of being a steward of what God gives us, and in that, our paychecks, you know, we wanna use it wisely. So rather than buying a bunch of cheaper knives, I would say if you can, spring the extra $50 and get something about this level. I think my personal new rule of thumb, which sounds crazy as the words are coming out of my mouth, I think I want to stick to $100 or more on my pocket knives. I think there's so many things that impresses me about the AD-10 where I think some of these others fall short, where I think for me, I'm gonna keep at that price point. Next time you see a knife video, maybe, unless it's kind of a full tank situation, we'll probably be comparing more of these. So friends, let me know, do you have cold steel? Is there a knife that you wished you saw on the table here? Something you want me to compare it to? Friends, I'm keen to know what cold steel knife you are running. I wanna get it and get my hands on it. So friends, let me know about cold steel, and beyond that, you know, what are you guys carrying? Am I missing the boat? Is there some other brand that you really think I ought to know about? So let me know in the comments kind of what knife you think I should get if I branch out from cold steel. So like I said, friends, I really want to get into now a little deep dive on the blade steel that's offered by Cold Steel. So let's get into that and we'll talk about some of the nitty gritty. So quickly, friends, on the different blade steels, we start off with that S35VN. It's very tough, durable, and corrosion resistant. It takes a fine razor sharp edge that will last a long time. So that's coming straight from the website. The AD-10 has the S35VN. Guys, next they have the AUS-8A. This steel has performed amazingly well and has proven to be an excellent steel for working knives, tough, corrosion resistant, and good holding edge, easy to resharpen. We don't have any knives here on the table with the AUS-8. Then friends, they have the AUS-10A. It's just like the AUS-8A, but it has 20% better edge holding ability. So again, none of these knives on this table have the AUS-8 or 10. Then we're moving on to the 8 CR13 MOV and /5 CR15 MOV. Now friends, the Bush Ranger and the SR1 Light has this steel. So it has the high carbon stainless steel that's proven itself to be tough and corrosion resistant. It boasts a good edge and easy to resharpen. So again, the Bush Ranger is gonna have that steel right there. Then it goes down to the 4116 SS. It's a carbon and chromium content is balanced for excellent corrosion resistance and strength, capable of taking a very fine, sharp edge. Makes outstanding choice, and we don't have any of those. Last but not least, guys, we have the Crawford 1, and it has the 4034 SS. Now that steel is a Japanese-made medium grade stainless steel that admirably resists corrosion due to its higher chromium content. It is also easy to sharpen and ensures wear resistance. So that's what this one's gonna have, and I think you'll start to see the different blade materials they have, and it'll reflect in the price for sure. Yeah, friends, I was going on earlier about the different locking mechanisms, and so we're gonna do just a quick little rundown of the different locking mechanisms offered by Cold Steel, and again, we'll kind of rehash which knife has which system. So briefly, friends, on the different locking mechanisms, we start off the top with the Atlas lock. It features a sturdy back lock design that ensures the blade remains securely in place during its use. It's known for its reliability and simplicity. It provides smooth operation and strong locking performance. None of the knives here has that Atlas lock. Then we have the Triad lock, and that's going to be right here with the AD-10 and the SR1 Light. So friends, the Triad lock is known for its unparalleled strength and durability. Its innovative locking system utilizes a unique stop pin and rocker arm designed to provide exceptional resistance due to lateral blade forces. The Triad lock is engineered to withstand extreme pressure. So next up, friends, the rocker. Now this is going to be the Bush Ranger has the rocker. It kind of reminds us of the Triad lock, but a little bit different. So the rocker utilizes a spring-loaded rocker arm to securely engage the blade, holding it securely in the open position while allowing for easy one-handed closing. So I guess what they mean by that would be, I never quite understood what they mean by that. Easy one-handed. Let me know in the comments what you guys think the easy and safe one-handed closing is. I guess I can do it, but I wouldn't say it's the most easy as they're saying. So moving on, friends, they have the Scorpion. It's an innovative system featuring a spring-loaded lock bar that engages the blade tang from both sides, resembling the pinchers of a scorpion. Last but not least, and I said it's my least favorite, so maybe it is least, it's this one here, the spring leaf lock. Now the Crawford one uses this and employs a leaf that engages with a notch right there. You can see that, friends, on the blade. Holding in the open during use, the spring tension can be adjusted to customize the opening and closing resistance. So I don't know how you're gonna adjust the spring tension. I haven't thought about that. Maybe that would help me fix some of my broken knives. But again, it's gonna have that secondary lock, which is gonna make me feel better because I don't love the spring leaf lock. Lastly, friends, and I promise at this point, we will all be experts in cold steel knives. Let's take a look at the different handle materials. I think it's gonna be fun just to see the different kind of components that they use in that as well. And again, friends, to make us all experts in knives, we start off with the G10. Now that's gonna be right here on the AD-10. I really like it. It kind of looks like a wood grain, and it's always felt great. I can't say that I've been out fishing or in wet environments, but it's held so good. It's known for its high strength, lightweight, and wear resistance. It provides an excellent grip even in wet conditions. Here we are a year later, and I would say it looks very good. Next one is the GFN. That's gonna be short for glass-filled nylon. And the Crawford and Bush Light have this one. So that's these two here. This is gonna be the GFN. Consists of nylon mixed with glass and fibers for additional strength and rigidity, offers durability, impact resistance, and affordability. That's what we're looking for sometimes, guys, but not always. It provides a comfortable and secure grip. So I think that's your run-of-the-mill GFN glass-filled nylon. Next one, guys, and that's what the SR1 is gonna have, is the Griv X, engineered by thermoplastic polymer with high impact and abrasion resistance, offers a balance of durability, lightweight, and affordability. And then a couple of last ones that we don't have on the table here, guys, is the carbon fiber. It's known for an exceptional strength to weight ratio and sleek appearance, provides a high-end premium feel and superior aesthetics. Then they have their 6061 aluminum, provides excellent strength and durability, offers lightweight construction and resistance to corrosion, delivers a solid ergonomical grip and sleek metallic finish. So if I had to say again, I would just go ahead and summarize that the AD-10 handle is my favorite. Some of these feel like they might get a little rough, feel kind of cheap entry level. There's something about this guy that does just feel quite a bit better. So friends, if you have a little time on your hands, make sure and click over. I have links for these knives in the description below. Check out the little description that they give under each knife. So that's even on Amazon. You gotta scroll down a little bit, and I think they do a really good job of kind of summarizing. That's the way my brain worked. I kind of like the little categories that they put these knives in. That might help for you. So again, there's gonna be those links down there. Friends, let me know what you think about this video. Guys, we got a bunch of fun camping, bushcrafting, some more boots, all kinds of good stuff. 2025 is amazing, so we're having a good time over here at The Gentleman's Journey. Got a bunch of subscribers, and we want to thank all of you guys for subscribing. It sometimes feels silly as a user, but it makes a difference. So just want to say a huge thank you. Friends, I can guarantee we got some really good content coming, stuff you're going to want to hang back for. So friends, until the next video, God bless, and we'll see you then.